Hi everyone, can you hear me? I don't know. I pushed play, why it show up? Ah, there we go, it's working now. Right, yeah, sorry, I couldn't see it on my screen for some reason. So hello everyone, yeah, so I'm just going to update something on here. Shooter. Okay. Yeah. So today I thought I'd do a live stream. I'm gonna do more live streams in the future because now if you don't know, I've just moved house. I've got all new equipment now, so I'm hoping to get some more live stream stuff happening. And this is the first of several types I want to try and do. So this first one is going to be sort of behind the scenes type thing, where I'm going to make something for a future video series sort of content. But I'll explain it in this as well, so you can learn from this. And what's quite nice about this is you get to see my workings out. You get to see how I'm approaching the problems, how I'm figuring it out to get to the end result. So you get to see me trip up and solve it, and see how I go about my thing. So yeah, one of many types I've got planned going forward. I say it's quite late here in the UK, so it's like 1:15 in the morning. So bear with us if I do sound a bit groggy or whatnot. It is very hot and it's very late. So yeah, so this video is all going to be about making a shooter enemy. So for the AI series, I want to get into the shooter enemy sort of AI you get in FPS games and third-person shooter games. But to do that, I need to first of all create a shooter sort of animation character that can run around and look like an actual shooter rather than just a mannequin. We're still using a mannequin, but we can make sure it's got animations on it and reacts to the world that it should be reacting to. So hello everyone, greetings from Brazil. Hi Fernando, hi John Smith. Unity, yeah, I will be trying Unity at some point. Well, not trying it, I have used it before. Actually doing videos on it at some point in the future. It's a matter of time, that's all. Just a matter of time going through it. So hello, yes, I will try and keep an eye on chat as I'm doing this, but bear with if I lose track of you. So as I said, we're going to be making a shooter enemy, and for this I need to download the animation starter pack from the Epic Game Store's marketplace. It's totally free, and it comes with all the animations, and it will suit us just fine for the purpose of this video and these videos going forwards. And they're easy enough to be retargeted to your own models. If you want to use these for your own models, you can do. I'll do a demo of how to do retargeting when I get the resources to do it. I haven't got a model at the moment to show you, but I will get down to doing a retargeting tutorial at some point. So we're going to use these, and we're going to use this animation blueprint here to see if we can get the AI character up and running. So I'm going to use this also on the actual player character itself. So the player character, I'm going to change its animation blueprint, because at the moment it's using the default mannequin animation. So the default animation is going to be not good enough, so we need to swap it out. So click on your third person character, and to change an animation blueprint on a character or any sort of actor, you have to choose a mesh. So the skeletal mesh is associated to that animation blueprint, but it's called animation class in the details panel. So when you click on this component, go to your details panel on the right hand side, and you can change the animation class to be the one that came with the animation starter kit. So that will be there. Oh, cancel. Push play. And so it needs a bit of work because it's a bit broken, obviously. So let's see what we do to fix it. So go into our animation blueprint and let's see what I've got going on here. So cast a character. So this is where it's going wrong. The casting to the character is failing because my animation, my third person character, sorry, is not a character. Okay, it's not a character actor. It's something else. In this case, it's a third person actor. So when you're casting, what you're doing is taking a generic value, which is coming from this try get pawn. Just this output's a pawn, just normal pawn, but I want to get a specific one, which is the third person character. So let's delete that character there and swap that out with the third person character. Like so. And that will go to that set there. And that should be it. Yep. Okay. So it's still not there yet. Let's keep going. You cannot see the animation blueprint. Oh, hang on. That's because it's in a different window. There we go. Should be able to see it now. Yeah, you can see it. Cool. Alright. Hi, Sir G. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Sir G is one of my actual students in real life. Okay, so my preview window is not updating, so I'm going on by faith that it's actually working. If it's not working, just shout in the chat and I'll have a look, see. But yeah, okay, weird. Right, so animation blueprint. I just changed the cast at the start of this recap. This was a character cast. This is the wrong type of cast, so I've switched that round to the third person character, as that's what the character is. So let's just work out what got going wrong, because at the moment it's still not animating. Okay, so let's figure out where that's going wrong. So on that animation, we're getting the cast, and we're working out the speed by getting the velocity and the vector length of that velocity. Okay, so the vector length, that should be right. Calculate direction. Anim instance, that's correct. Okay, this cast is going wrong as well. So I want to delete this. This is annoying. We will have to do this all from scratch. Let's do it all from scratch. Screw it. Let's make a whole new one. Okay. So go animation blueprint, and we're gonna make sure we choose the correct skeleton. So here I'm using the animation starter pack skeleton. So I'm gonna choose that. Okay. Animation. Hang on. Let's do that. Better. Shooter. Enemy. Animation. Okay. So start things off, we need a state machine, so let's make a state machine, and I'm going to call this one Locomotion. So I typically keep, well, a lot of people get confused of when to use a state machine and when to use montages and things like that. A state machine is something that's going to continuously happen sort of automatically. So when you want stuff to happen automatically. So if you want the player to adjust their run animation, it doesn't show again. Bloody thing. So try it again. Hang on, let me just change one of the settings in Unreal so it stops doing that. Hang on. Oh no, not pretty settings. Check out edit preferences. I forget where they put this. Oh yeah, there you go. Main window. Okay, so I should fix that from now on. Hopefully that won't get that some issue. Okay, so made a new state machine on this new animation blueprint. And a new animation blueprint. I use a state machine for, in this case, locomotion. So it's going to handle anything regarding the actual movement of the character. So here I'm going to make a new state. I'm going to call it idle. And we're going to go into there and add idle animation. So I want it with the rifle, the hip. Pardon me. Compile and oh yeah. Go back. Connect this up. Then compile. You should see it happening in this window here. Okay. Okay. Once you've got that in there, we can do the rest of it. So idle to walk is another state. Walk/run will be handled by the speed. Okay. So I need to put in here blend space. I don't know if it came with a blend space. Blend space. Crouch, walk, jog. Is that blend space? Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, we'll use that. Okay. So put this blend space in there like so, and click compile. Okay, so you're going to get a warning message. That's because we don't have a direction or speed variable set up. So let's create some variables for direction and speed. And there's going to be a float. And make another one called speed. And plug that in. Okay, so that fixed that bit. We then have to actually set these up in the event graph here. So on the event blueprint update animation, yeah, do locomotion system from scratch. Bit of fun. Basic one though, very basic one. With the update animation, we're going to get the cast to the actually we should set up a character for this. So make a new blueprint class, actor, not actor. Silly me. I say it is quite late. Character, there we go. Enemy, there we go. And we'll just give that mannequin. Make sure it's the correct mannequin. There we go. Cool, and give that a blueprint. Okie-dokie. So I can put an enemy in here, and you can see him in the idle state. Yeah, okay. So if the screen pauses every now and then, it's because I'm switching back to and from the chat, so I can see what people are chatting about. Okay, so we've got that set up. So on here I want to cast to the enemy, if that's correct. I then want to get the enemies or the pawn. I can just use this thing here and get their velocity. So a velocity, if you want to know what velocity actually does and what it is, velocity is the combination of direction and speed combined into a single 3-float vector. Sounds very fancy, but really isn't. If you think of a vector as a direction between 0 and 1, okay, so x, y, z, 0 and 1 have, when combined, can make a direction. Okay, so if x is totally in 1 and the other two are in 0, that means you're going to in the x direction. Whereas speed comes into it is if that value is greater than 1. So if x is going 1 is what at normal speed, then x at say 5 is at 5 times that speed. Okay, so you can work out the speed from the velocity. Very hard to do without diagrams or bar graph or charts or anything like that. So velocity is speed and direction mixed into one. So velocity, if you want to get the speed of that, you want to get the length of that line, or that vector. Okay, so go vector length, and that returns your speed. So we can now set the speed to that vector length. Okay, click compile. Okay, so we've got the speed set up. We then want to go into our walk run state and go back to here. So when it goes to idle to walk run, open this up to find out the transition, and we need to set the speed. Sorry, not set speed, get the speed. Oh, God's sake. There you go. I pushed the button by accident. We want to check if that's greater than 0. If it's greater than 0, that means we're moving. Therefore, enter that animation. Okay, so can't really test that out that easily. So, what would be the best way of doing this? If I give the player character a different mesh. Like so. There you go. Okay. So this character at the moment is using the same animation blueprint as the enemy one will do. Okay. So I've only got idle and walk in there. Next we've got to do is aiming. Okay. So no pop-ups or right-click menus aren't showing. Okay. So this is the first time I'm doing it on this new system. I'm gonna have to, I think, in future set up to record the whole entire display. I don't know if there's an easy way to fix that right now. Hang on. Display capture. Okay. No, not let me add another one. Okay, for this stream, may have to just make do without the right clicks or the sub menus. For some reason, it does not want to capture those as well. Let's see, I've just changed one setting. Let's see how that looks. Can you see the right click now? Can you see that right click? I don't know. No, okay. No, bugger. Okay. We have to make do for this one. I won't make this a long video, I'll make it shorter. Okay, so we've got walk and run going on. Right, so what else we'll do? Oh yeah, aiming down sights. So if I want to the enemy to aim down sights, I need a state on here as well to tell it to aim down sights. Now there's loads of ways of doing this. There's, like with anything in games, there's tons of ways of doing the same problem. It depends on what way you want to do, totally. So what we're looking at doing then is, how can we do this? We could do, for instance, two state machines. One that's not aimed down sights, one that is aimed down sights. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll make two state machines. So I'm going to change this one to be normal locomotion, and I'm going to copy and paste that and call it ADS locomotion for aim down sights. And here I'm going to change idle to aiming. Is that the right one? Nope. Where is it? Idle, hip, idle rifle iron sights. Click that and plug that in. Right there, walk one, and we want the blend space, if there is one. We've got blend space with it at the hip, but not blend space with it at the iron sights. Okay, that looks like we have to make our own blend space for that one. Okay, we'll come back to that in a minute. Let's just hook up these two. So here I want to change these based on a boolean. So I'm going to set the variable boolean here. We'll call it is ADS, and we'll make that boolean, so it's true or false. And drag the boolean out and choose get. And type blend poses by bool, and you can change to use true to use ADS locomotion, and false to use normal locomotion. Okay. So when this is true, it will use this state machine. When it's false, it will use this state machine. Pretty cool. Okay. Yes, this is going to be recorded and archived for future. Depending on how good it goes, how well it goes, I'll make it into a full tutorial series as well. Don't worry. This is, I say, an interesting way of showing you behind the scenes of me working stuff out as well. And so there are plenty of other streams I'm going to do. One stream or type of stream I'm going to do is do a sort of let's play type thing, where I'll talk about how game design and sort of the technical and the game design theory that goes into some of the published games. So as we play through them, we analyse them and break them down and figure out how they accomplish various things. Yeah, we'll try and do stuff like that as well. Anyway, right, back to this. So we've got this. I need to get hold of this boolean. So this boolean is going to be handled by the enemy. In this case, we're testing it with the character. So let's test it with the character. So let's make a new input. Go to our project settings. Our input. Maybe we're just going to get a drink. Oh, that's better. Okay, so in your project settings, you want to go into your action mappings, and we're going to make two actually. We'll make shoot first, and that'll be left mouse button. So left mouse button, and we're going to make another one called aim, and we'll make that one the right mouse button. Okay, close that. Right, so now we've got that, we can go into our third person character in the event graph, and we can do the aiming event. Cool, pardon me. And we're going to make a variable, and that one's going to be called is aim down sights. And I'm going to set that to true if pressed. When it's released, set it to false. Okay. And then on the blueprint for the animation, go to event graph and cast as enemy. We're going to do a cast here to the third person character, because that's what we're testing with. So we're just going to chuck that on there like so, so we can get the is ADS and set the local ADS as it. Compile. Okay. So if I was to now play that, and if I hold down right click, it don't work. Okay, so what's gone wrong there? Let's have a look and break down this thing. debug it. Ah, okay, because this cast is failing before it gets to this. So if I just turn that off there and just plug that into there. Oh, I keep doing that. Still nothing. Okay. Where are we going wrong? Let's do some print strings in here to figure out what's going on. Okay, so it's not getting that far, so something's stopping it from getting that far. Is it failing? Let's have a look. So when you get bugs, you want to throw a print string in there. You can find out whereabouts it is failing in your script. So it's not even reaching these. What's going on here? Compile. Right. Definitely has the correct. Oh, I was using the wrong bloody thing. Oh, such an idiot. See, stupid mistakes every single time. Right. Oh. Don't keep minimizing it. There you go. So when you have the correct animation blueprint set, it will work. Ah. So, but when I start moving, you see it goes back into the other blend space. It's because the other blend space doesn't exist yet for the jogging while aiming down sights. So that's what we need to work out. Let me just check the chat for a sec. Hi Rodrigo. Young Joe, can you also do some float text when you hit the enemy? As if you're oh, like DPS side number damage and notifications. Yeah, that'll be coming in the future video. That's actually at the moment being voted on by my patrons. And hi Tim Chunga, nice to meet you. Good. Don't know where everyone's from, but it's quite late here, so I would say good morning / good night. Hello everyone. Hope you're having a good evening. Okay, back to work. So need to make the blend space for our ADS Locomotion to work. Okay. So a blend space. Let's go and make a new blend space. Animation. Blend space. And use the correct mannequin. Run ADS blend space. Okay. Now we need to find our jogs with the rifle up. So jog is going up like that, but I want it to be iron sight. So maybe walk. That might be an idea. So you jog when you're down, but walk when you're up. Okay, let's do that. That's not a bad idea. So we've got a walk backwards rifle animation. Let's work this out. That's walking backwards. Do walking forwards. To the left. And that's right. So you can see there's our blend space. So the way a blend space works is you can put different animations on this sort of graph, and it changes with whereabouts it blends between each animation based on two values. There's this value here and this value here. They might both say none. We need to assign them something. But yeah. So horizontal axis. This will be there. We'll call it horizontal movement. In fact, what do they call it on their jog? Let's have a look at their jog. Just copy that. Why have I got so many? Backward, forward rifle. Okay. Interesting way of doing it. Okay, we'll do it like that then. We'll just copy there. Okay. So Timmy Jungle, when you see two mannequins, that's because the animations are linked to the skeleton. So you have two skeletons. You have one that comes with the animation starter pack and one that doesn't, one that comes with the normal template. You want to make sure you choose the right one you want to use for your project. The animations from the animation starter pack will only work with the other mannequin that came with them, and not the one that came with the default project. If in doubt which one's the correct one, just hover your mouse over it, check its path name, and you'll see the one you want to use is in the anim starter pack. Okay, so let's copy what they had here. So do direction for the horizontal and speed for the vertical. In fact, we could be a bit clever. No, we won't bother being clever. So direction will go from -180 to 180 on the graph. Okay. Speed will go from 0 to 270, and so left iron sights will go there, right iron sights will go there, forward rifle there, backwards though. How do they do backwards on their jog? Have a look. Forward. Oh yeah, of course. I am stupid sometimes. Okay, so you want that there, and backwards there, and you have another backwards. Backwards. There we go. Okay, so we've got this arrangement. I'll do it. Click save, and go into our state machine again. Go to walk 1. Swap this one out for a new one. We haven't done the direction bit yet, we'll do that in time. Click compile. So now when I am aiming down sights, you get the correct movement. So there's a bug there, don't know what hell's causing that. So if I move and let go of the movement, but still hold down right click, it doesn't. Oh yeah, the reason why it doesn't work is because my stupidity comes out of it again. We haven't done the backwards bit here. So walk back to idle. We want to put speed, and we'll check that it's equal to 0. It's equal to 0. We'll go back to idle. And I presume it's the same for the other one as well. Yeah. Speed. And we'll check that's equal to 0. Compile. Okay, let's see what chat's saying. Rodrigo, let's say I want to make a car driver with an animation for forward, another one for reverse gear. Would blend space be a good solution? Yeah, it could be. It could. What would be a good way of doing that? For car, probably not. I would probably just do a different, maybe a different state machine for reverse. The reason why is because a car can't be halfway between forward and reverse. They either are going forwards or reversing. They don't sort of go between the two. Whereas a character, for example, could walk backwards at an angle, which is sort of a slight reverse, sort of an angle forwardness to it. a car's a bit more mechanical. That's either forwards or backwards. So probably a state machine would be best for that. I don't know. I haven't really done a car before. I'll have to sit down and have a look at that. There is a racing game template. They probably have that in there. I'll check that out. Yeah. Or you talking about the driver themselves? The driver themselves, I'd probably make it as a state machine. Okay, right, got speed back to 0 there. And test this out. And I can aim and walk back into my animation. What I might do as well is almost make him walk slower when he's doing this aiming down sights thing while moving. So let's go into my player character, and is aim down sights is ticked on. I want to change the speed of the character. Now, change the speed of the character, you do a character movement, drag that component out, set max walk speed, like so. By default, the walk speed is at I think 600. Yeah, 600. I'm going to set it to 270, like so. And I'll do the same again down here. Set it back to 600, like so. So now if I test it out, I should walk much slower, and it looks like it's much more in time with the actual steps that the player's taken. So I can do that. Okay, so what about shooting? So let's get the animation for shooting down. So go into here, and we want to do the shoot animation. So the shoot animation, we could probably do it a montage. So montage, we'll shoot, reload, fire, hip and fire iron sights. Okay, so let's go into here, find these things, find that iron sights one, and go to right click and go create and then montage. Fire iron sights montage. Okay, back to the channels. Young Jojo, I have 3 questions. Do you request paid tours or freelance work at all? Because I need help in my game. I kind of do. I have a Patreon where $50 top level patrons get one-to-one phone chats for like an hour a month to have a chat and look over your game and sort of give you one-to-one tuition for it for that time. So we chat privately about that. Hi Just Boy, wow, you up early or up late, depending on how your day's going. Hope you're having a good time. So back to where I've got. So a montage. So the reason why you'll use montage over anything else, montages can intercept and interrupt. Sorry, that's the word. Interrupt other animations in the animation blueprint. And they sort of like cut themselves in and then cut themselves out. So they're best used for that. So I've got fire iron sights set up here as a montage. I'm going to click on my default slot here. I want to change this so I've got a different slot. So I haven't got my slot browser. It usually appears here, but it isn't there. So I'm going to just go turn that on. Slot manager. There you go. And I'll make a new slot. And I'll call it upper body. Because I want him to be able to have the shoot animation while he's running. So notice how his legs are moving in this. That's because I designed it so his animation from the top half can be blended with the bottom half. So with the slot upper body, we need to let's rename that. I spelled it wrong. Oh, God's sake. Rename. Upper body. There you go. Yeah, so with another slot in there, we can merge it with something else. So when you've made a new slot, change the slot that you're working in currently, this one, and you'll see it go stiff. Even though it's still here, it's not really, so just delete it and put it back in again. So fire rifle, iron sights, there, and away it goes. Okay, click save, and let's go back to that animation. Okay, so what we're going to do here is going to do a blend space with the bones. So for this, I'm going to cache this locomotion data. So look for new saved cache pose, and I'm going to name this one my locomotion cache. Okay. Now the reason why you want to do that is because you want to be able to store the locomotion data, the animation data, because we need to do stuff with it, and you can't have, for example, multiple locomotion caches. We can't have this going here and somewhere else. But if we can store it as a cache, we can duplicate that cache wherever we like. So for example, I can just right click here, get my locomotion cache that I've got here. So this is the using this stuff is here. Okay. And you want blend space by bone. Blend space. No, not blend space. What is it? Blend. Blend bone by channel. No, layered blend by per bone. So layered blend per bone. So base pose will be this locomotion cache, and the blend pose will be this shooting animation. Okay. So the shooting animation is going to be handled by a boolean. So here I'm going to do a blend by bool, blend poses by bool, plug that in like so. So if it's true or false, I want to use a locomotion cache, and if it's true I want to use the shooting montage. I can't use montage. What am I doing? I'm so tired. I'm all lost. What am I missing? No. Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, okay. You blend pose by ball. If it's true, we can use the fire rifle iron sights. Plug that into true like so. And the variable we want to use as the boolean is shooting. Get is shooting into there. Click compile. And then that goes into there. Okay, so that's all tickety boo. Okay, so right, now that's all set up. We need to actually tell this is shooting to turn on or off. So back on my third person character, get that shoot event out, and why is it doing that? Now it keeps doing that. Why has it disappeared? No. I'll just reset the layout. Oh, bear with, and need to restart anything. It weren't showing up in the window, for example. Okay, right. Let's try that again. I'm not letting me. Oh, God's sake. Hang on. A game jam about deja vu. Well, what's your idea for that? That sounds like a good theme. Alright, let's go back to our player character. Okay. Right. We actually don't need another boolean. Just delete that. So when I'm shooting, I want to get the anim class of my mesh. Get anim instance. What I might actually do is put it on a begin play. That might be better. Begin play. What I'm doing here is because I know that I want to get the anim instance quite a lot of the time. So every time I shoot, I want to get the anim instance. That could be quite expensive because I have to cast it. Casting is quite expensive. So if I just do it once and begin play and just store a reference to it, it'll save me having to find it again. So when I get anim instance, I can cast to the shooter animation like that, and I can promote this to a variable, and I've now got my anim instance stored as a reference, which is really handy because that means I can go down to shoot here, get my anim instance out, and tell it to is shooting to be true. And be false. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. If there's anything. So nothing happening. Okay, so what is going on here? His shooting is true. Let's just see if this is actually working. Do a pinch string and hook up this like so. Compile. Right, so the shooting is working, the inputs, but not the animation. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I know why. I know why. So blend poses by ball, blend by layer bone. You want to get a slot here. Slot, and change it to upper body. And you plug in that into there, that into there, no, that one into there, and this one into this one. Okay, so we do that first. I tend to use the blend, and then here if to take which bone to blend in. So if I click on this drop down menus, I can insert a branch filter. So I have to enter the name of the bone I want it to separate out. So if I go to my skeleton and find the spine point that I want it to separate out. So spine 02 looks good. Spine 01 looks better. We'll go spine 01. So go in here and we'll name this bone exactly as it's spelt, spine underscore 01. So double check that. Yep. Okay. and compile. So, play. So there's my shooting. Yeah. So this is obviously when it's only aiming down sights, it kind of snaps that point. It looks kind of weird. But there was also a fire for hip fire. Sorry, hang on, my leg's getting numb. Do we adjust? Okay, that's cool. That's working. Neat. Okay, so let's try and get working with the hip fire. Okay, so what we've got down here is aim down sights happening here, and we've got this happening here. Okay, so we want to get the hip fire done. So let's find the hip fire. I've never actually showed you, but as you run, you can see the animation for the shooting still going on whilst it's running. That little judder. Okay, that's that blending by bone. That's what that's doing. Okay, so I've got fire rifle hip here. Go and create a montage for this. Fire hip 1. Okay, so it's firing from the hip there. So exactly the same thing again. Change this to the default upper body. These slots are associated to the skeleton, not the animation, so you can reuse without having to enter them again. So just drag your fire rifle hip. Click save. We're done there. Okay. So where this changes is here, where we use fire rifle iron sights or fire rifle hip. So that we've already done something similar to that before. This is blend space by ball. So I'm just going to copy this over and plug that into my true. Iron sights, if it's true, be there. If it's false, we can use the fire hip. And it's simple as that. That should work. So there I shoot it from the thing. Bang a bang, bang a bang, bang a bang, bang a bang. Looking good. Looking good. Cool. Right. What else can we do? Try to do crouching, I guess. So we've got a crouch walk blend space going on here. That's pretty neat. We'll have that. So we'll go into our state machine because that's kind of a state. So I want to go into our normal locomotion. And what I want to do is crouch as a variable. So go is crouched. And we'll go and make a new state. State crouched. And that boolean we just made is going to go into the transition and compile. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so going into crouch like so, and I'll go back to idle. If is crouch is not true, so if you do an exclamation mark, you can do not boolean. So if it's not true, it'll go back to idle. Okay, so in crouched, we want to use the crouched blend space, crouch walk, and just drag our direction speed into it. Like so. Maybe do. We may have to go from walk to crouched as well. We'll see how we get on with this. Okay, so to link that boolean up with the is crouched, Don't worry about committing it. It'll be archived so you can watch it from the start at a later time. That's totally fine. Thanks for your kind words, ADW. Hello, workflow. Good to see you all. Thanks for watching. We're almost done. We're wrapping up in a moment. Let's just get the crouch working. So as I say, we need to link up our boolean is crouched to our character. So on the character movement, to do crouching is really easy. So you want to go on your character movement component and just search for in the details panel crouch, and you want to tick on can crouch, and that'll do. Then we need to make an input for it, so go to edit, project settings, and you want to go to your input section and action mapping. Ooh. You want to make a setting called crouch, and I'm going to make mine the control key, left control, and that'll do. So on my player character, while I'm doing this sort of testing, I'll go event on crouch. We are going to tell it to crouch. So get your character movement out. Crouch. No. I'll just do more crouch. Don't need character movement. So target is crouch, and then you want uncrouch for released. Click compile. Now we've got two places we can do this. We can either do it in our event graph here and get the aim down sights or crouched, or we can get the do it from here. So I'm going to do it from here so you can see how to do it from this direction as well. So as third person character, crouch, and get is crouching, and that goes into this variable that we made earlier on our animation blueprint. Click compile, and I think that's all set up. So it's only a normal, not aim down sights at the moment. And there's your crouch. So you can see it's moving. Okay. So what I want to do is I want that crouch to be normal crouch with an idle crouch. So we've got an idle crouch there. So go back to our animation. So crouch. What we can do here. We can do actually. And by float. No. Then posted by ball. Here. Delete that. And if speed is greater than 0, the true one will be the BS crouch true. Speed going to there, direction into there, and the false will be just the idle one, like so. So you could also do the aim down sight stuff on here, so rather than have two separate locomotions, you can put them into the same locomotion if you wished. I say there's tons of ways of doing the same thing. There's no an issue. Okay, so crouch, idle, walk. Pew 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 pew. Yeah. Okay. So that's not too bad. It's looking alright. So now we can associate this with our enemy character, get them just running around quickly, and I think we'll call it a night because I'm quite tired. Okay, so AI over here, we're going to make some AI controller. Enemy, let's go AI, and we're going to use a behavior tree, enemy behavior tree, and a blackboard. Okay. Okay, pardon me, yawning. Right. So, cancel. What I want to do is set up an EQS system. I don't think I've got it set up in here. Just turned it on in the editor settings. Okay, so I can make a new artificial intelligence environmental query, and we'll do enemy EQS test. Okay. What's next after this live stream? What do you mean tonight, Young Jojo, or just in general? If you want to know what's coming out next week, for example, on the public one, you're going to get the continuation of the Advanced Dialogue series. All 7 episodes of that are up on the Patrons already. So public people will get them each week. Whereas the Patrons at the moment will get the new AI stuff. So the stuff we're working on right now, my Patrons will get to see the enemy AI shooter series begin. So we're setting up the character here, and we'll get them shooting at the player and running away from the player and dodging bullets and all that stuff. So that's what's happening. Plus some other side stuff, little videos, more streams, things of that nature. Okay, points of a grid. We'll leave as is. Should make it a bit bigger. 1000. Go. Save. Add test, and I want to get distance. Okay. Put a nav mesh in, and just scale it up to encompass the whole map. Excellent. Cool. I'm just going to do an EQS testing pawn on here so I can actually see what's going on. EQS testing pawn, select, and drag him out. Give him this test. Oh, no. That's schedule mesh. Like so. There it is. Okay. Right. Their space is that bit. They're quite large, I think. Let's do 200. Okay. Well, thanks, Young Jojo. Yeah, I say all 7 videos for the Advanced Dialogue system are up for patrons. Otherwise, they're out weekly. Okay, so on EQS over here, we need to just score this. I don't want to filter. And we'll just tell it to distance to query. I want to get distance. I want to get another new context. Let's make a new context. Forgot what I'll do here. Context. There you go. Query to context. Player context. Okay. Nope. Say provide actor set. Get all actors of class. So what I'm going through here now is already a video out for it. It's the environment query system video. There's only 2 or 3 episodes out of it. This will be a continuation of that stuff, but yeah, just whipping through it. So I'm making a new context so I can look for the player in my query system. So here I can choose my player context, click save, and it should see the red ones go over near the player. So they're the closer one to the player, so I wanted to choose the one that goes furthest away. So they're going to run away from the player, this one, very simply. We'll leave as it is there. On our behavior tree, we'll do a sequence. Actually, no sequence selector. Selector. By sequence. EQS query. And I want it to use this query test. Save. Play. That's the testing point. Don't want that. I'm skipping steps. Okay, so on your enemy AI, we want it to use the AI controller. So the AI controller is set there on the self. Once we've got that, we need to tell the AI controller to use the behavior tree. Run behavior tree. Choosing our correct behavior tree. Let's see what happens here. It's not doing nothing. Actually, let's just play that again. So, is he running the behavior tree? He is. It's just not running the EQS. Okay. Why are you not working? AI, behavior tree, single best item. What have I forgotten? This guy's generating it. This guy should too. If I turn on this and turn on EQS, okay. So values are changing, but it's not. Oh, I'm being stupid. I'm being stupid. Right. This generates the thing. It doesn't actually. It's not storing the data anywhere because I'm being an idiot. So on my blackboard, I need to store a vector. Location. Save. like so, and we can use a blackboard key location. There we go. So then our sequence can tell it to move to location. Right, there we go. Right, so he's moving. We need to give him now his animations. Okay. So let's think why the animations aren't working. That's because we've been messing with the player doing this stuff rather than the enemy. So just make sure the enemy is using the correct enemy class, which it isn't. So change that down to our correct one first of all. And there he goes. So he's just running away from me, nothing special. I just run away to the furthest point, literally nothing special. So our next task will be in the next videos, or the videos for the actual series to come out, we'll be doing the enemy AI to shoot at you, find you, shoot at you, run for cover, all those sort of behaviours that you'd expect to see in a shooter game. So this is sort of the setup behind the scenes for that. I don't know if I'll do a video for this as part of that series, but I'll probably do this as a separate series of how to do some animation stuff with the animation starter pack. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching the first live stream. So it's been a bit of hit and miss, a bit buggy, but we got there in the end. As I say, many different types of streams coming out in the future. Keep an eye on them. And yes, thank you again for everyone subscribing. Hit 10,000, massive accomplishment. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. That was a target I had for the year, and I met it in 6 months, 7 months rather. So thank you so much for your support, and yeah, plenty more to come. Plenty more content, variety of content coming around, and yeah, cheers and thank you for the first stream. Yes, thank you for coming by, and we'll go through the shooting enemy AI next week for patrons. See you later. Bye everyone. Have a good evening.